Have you ever been walking across the room or getting out of bed, and suddenly the whole world feels a little off? That lightheaded feeling, like the ground is shifting just a little, might seem small at first. But for many older adults, especially in your golden years, dizziness becomes something that shows up more than it should. And the truth is, it can start to feel scary. No one wants to worry about losing their balance in the middle of everyday life, whether you're making coffee or heading to the mailbox. What most people don't realize is that dizziness isn't always just part of getting older. In fact, a few small changes, especially in what you eat and how you stay nourished, can have a big impact on how steady you feel. Doctors have pointed out simple, natural ways to help reduce these dizzy spells. No fancy treatments, no complicated routines. Just clear, doable steps that can help your body stay strong and balanced. And listen, if you've ever felt like no one really talks about this or takes it seriously, you're not alone. That's exactly why we're having this conversation. So before we begin, I'd love to know, have you ever had one of those dizzy moments where you had to stop and steady yourself? If you're comfortable sharing, leave a quick comment below. Your story might help someone else feel less alone in theirs. Let's get into the first thing you can do to feel more stable, starting today. 1. Add more magnesium to your diet. Now, I know magnesium isn't something most people sit around thinking about. It's not as well known as calcium or vitamin D. But for older adults, magnesium plays a huge role in helping your body stay balanced. Literally. It helps keep your blood pressure steady, supports your nerves, and makes sure blood is flowing properly to your brain. And when any of those things aren't working right, that's when those unexpected dizzy moments can hit. You might have noticed it happens when you stand up too fast, or when you've been sitting for a while and then move, suddenly your head feels light or like you're swaying just a bit. That can be your body quietly telling you, hey, I need more of something. And more often than not, that something is magnesium. Here's what makes it tricky. As we age, our magnesium levels naturally go down. And to make things a little harder, certain medications or even just drinking too much coffee can drain your magnesium even more. That's why so many older folks feel these dizzy spells and think it's just aging, when really, it's about what the body's missing. But the good news? You can turn it around with food. Leafy greens like spinach, a handful of almonds, a banana here and there, even pumpkin seeds. These are small things you can add to meals you're already eating. Some people even like to sip on mineral water that contains magnesium. It doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't need to overhaul your whole diet. Just a few small changes, made consistently, can help your body feel more stable and your mind clearer. Let me tell you, there was a man named George, 74 years old. He'd been dealing with random dizzy spells for years, always brushing them off. But after a bad fall scared him, he found out his magnesium was low. Just by eating a few more greens and snacking on nuts, he started feeling more steady in just a few weeks. Nothing fancy, just simple, real food. So if you've been feeling a little off or unsure on your feet lately, it might be time to think about magnesium. It's a small thing with a big impact. 2. Eat potassium-rich foods every day. You might be surprised to learn how much your body relies on potassium to keep everything running smoothly, especially when it comes to balance and steady energy. Potassium isn't just about preventing cramps or keeping your heart healthy, though it does that too. It plays a big role in how your blood pressure stays stable, how your nerves function, and how well blood flows to your brain, all of which affect how steady you feel. As you get older, potassium levels can start to drop more easily. And when they do, you might start feeling lightheaded when you stand up, tired for no clear reason or just a little off throughout the day. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just that foggy, unsteady feeling that seems to show up out of nowhere. The challenge is, potassium deficiency doesn't always come with loud warning signs. It builds up quietly, and it's more common than people realize, especially if you're taking medications for blood pressure or heart issues, or you're limiting salt in your diet. The good news is you don't need to do anything complicated to help your potassium levels. Just start adding a few key foods into your day. Bananas are a great start, but so are sweet potatoes, oranges, spinach, and beans. These foods help your body hold the right amount of fluid and keep your circulation strong, and that means your brain keeps getting the oxygen it needs. Take Evelyn, for example. She's 78, and for a while she felt dizzy nearly every time she got up from the couch. She thought it was just aging, until one day she nearly fell reaching for something on a high shelf. Her doctor found her potassium was too low. She didn't do anything drastic. She just started having a banana in the morning and adding spinach or beans to lunch. Within a few weeks, she noticed a real difference. No more sudden dizziness, and her energy picked up too. So if staying balanced and clear-headed is something you're working on, potassium could be the key. A few smart choices each day can help you feel stronger, steadier, and more in control. 3. Get more omega-3 fatty acids. One reason many older adults feel dizzy or unsteady, especially when they move too quickly, is poor circulation to the brain. When blood doesn't flow the way it should, the brain doesn't get enough oxygen. And without enough oxygen, you might feel lightheaded, foggy, or like the room is gently spinning. It's unsettling, and it can come on without warning. That's where omega-3 fatty acids come in. These healthy fats help improve the flexibility of your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and support better blood flow, especially to the brain. In short, they help keep your mind clear and your body balanced. The body doesn't produce omega-3s on its own, so you have to get them through food. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are some of the best sources. If you're not a fan of fish, don't worry. There are great plant-based options too, like flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds. You can even sprinkle some on oatmeal or blend them into a smoothie without changing the flavor much. Some people also choose omega-3 supplements, especially if their diet is lacking. But it's always smart to check with your doctor before starting anything new. There's a man named Harold, 76, who had been dealing with dizzy spells every time he turned his head too quickly. He thought it was just part of aging until his doctor pointed out that his circulation might be slowing down. Harold started eating salmon a couple times a week and added flax seeds to his breakfast. Within weeks, he noticed fewer dizzy moments and felt sharper and more stable overall. So if you've ever felt a little foggy, slow to get going, or just not quite steady on your feet, omega-3s might be worth adding to your routine. It doesn't take much, but the impact can be real, helping your brain feel more alert and your body more balanced throughout the day. 4. Stay hydrated with electrolyte-rich fluids. One of the most common and most overlooked reasons older adults feel dizzy is dehydration. And the tricky part is you might not even feel thirsty. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at holding on to fluids. That means even if you're sipping water here and there, it might not be enough to keep your system balanced. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your blood pressure can drop, and oxygen has a harder time reaching your brain. That's often when you feel weak, wobbly, or like your vision goes dim for a second, especially after standing up too fast or moving around for too long. But here's what many people don't realize. Drinking plain water isn't always enough. Your body also needs electrolytes, minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to help balance fluids and keep your muscles and nerves working the way they should. Without those minerals, even water can pass through your system without doing much good. So what helps? Drinks like coconut water, clear broths, or even a pinch of sea salt in your regular water can make a difference. And don't forget about foods that naturally hydrate and restore electrolytes, like watermelon, cucumbers, and oranges. They're refreshing, easy to add to a meal or snack, and gentle on the system. Margaret, who's 81, always thought she drank enough water. But she was still dealing with lightheadedness every day, especially in the afternoons. After talking with her doctor, she realized she needed more than just fluids. She needed electrolytes. She started drinking coconut water, added a little salt to her meals, and began snacking on fruit more often. In less than a week, she noticed she had more energy and far fewer dizzy spells. The key here is balance, not just drinking, but drinking smart. By staying properly hydrated with the right mix of fluids and electrolytes, you can help your body stay steady, alert, and more in control throughout the day. 5. Don't ignore vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 is one of those nutrients that often gets overlooked, but it's incredibly important, especially as we get older. This vitamin is essential for your brain health, helping you stay sharp and alert. It also plays a big role in keeping your balance steady and your energy levels up. Without enough B12, you might start feeling tired all the time, weak, or even dizzy, and that's not something you want to ignore. The tricky part is, as we age, our bodies don't absorb B12 as well as they used to. Even if you're eating foods rich in B12, like eggs, dairy products such as milk and cheese, fish, and fortified cereals, your stomach might not be able to take in all the B12 you need. This is because your digestive system changes with age, and sometimes the cells in your stomach produce less of the acid needed to absorb B12 properly. Many older adults don't realize that symptoms like feeling lightheaded, struggling to keep their balance, or having trouble remembering simple things can be signs of low B12. Sometimes these symptoms are mistaken for just getting older, but in reality, they can improve once the deficiency is treated. There's a story I want to share about Robert, a man in his late 70s who was dealing with constant dizziness and fatigue. For months, he thought it was normal aging or just feeling off. Finally, his doctor checked his B12 levels and discovered they were quite low. After starting a simple B12 supplement, Robert noticed a huge improvement. He had more energy, felt steadier on his feet, and even his mood lifted. It was like getting a part of his life back. If you're experiencing any symptoms like dizziness, weakness, or brain fog, don't hesitate. Ask your doctor about checking your B12 levels. Sometimes, a blood test is all it takes to find out if this vitamin is the missing piece. And if you do have low B12, there are easy and safe ways to fix it, either through supplements or injections. Remember, it's never too late to improve how you feel. Small changes, like making sure you get enough B12, can make a big difference in your day-to-day life. So take care of yourself and be proactive. Your brain, body, and balance will thank you for it. So, to quickly remind you, we talked about 5 important fixes that can help with dizziness and feeling off balance as we get older. Making sure you get enough magnesium, potassium, omega-3 fatty acids, electrolytes, and vitamin B12. Each one plays a special role in keeping your body steady, your energy up, and your mind sharp. I know making changes can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do everything at once. Try picking just one thing to focus on this week. Maybe add a little more potassium-rich food to your meals, or check with your doctor about your B12 levels. Small steps like these add up and can really improve how you feel. I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these fixes do you think you'll try first? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts or any experiences you've had with these nutrients. Talking about it helps us all learn and feel supported. If you found this helpful, please like the video, subscribe for more simple health tips, and share it with your friends or family who might benefit too. Remember, taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give, and it's never too late to start.